Route 66. Whether you travel the roads in a big rig or a four-wheeler, nothing is more closely associated with the idea of driving across America than this historic highway. So when we were looking for a place to hold the 25th anniversary Shell Rotella SuperRigs event, we let 66 guide us straight to Joplin, Missouri. People in Joplin know good trucks, especially the people at the Joplin Petro Stopping Center there. Yeah, the folks in Joplin were almost as excited about the big 25th anniversary event as we were. Of course, none of us knew just how big an event it was actually going to be. When the judging line opened on Thursday morning, we began to have a little inkling of what was in store for us. A lot of people had already arrived and they were bringing their A game, including a longtime calendar hopeful, David Foster, who we'd seen a time or two before.
Since 1990, been to 8 of them and off and on for 17 years where I can make them. Last year, my brother, we was in Sacramento and he got on the calendar, so he was on for the month of May. And so we both been to him when it was in El Paso. Sometimes when my kids were little, they went to me in Lodi, Ohio. We took a little family vacation, did sightseeing and truck show at the same time, things like that. And I've always just wanted to get a spot on the calendar someday.
By an early and completely unscientific count, there were over 50 trucks in the lot when the contest began. Seems a shot at appearing in the silver anniversary calendar, $25,000 in prize money, and a $50,000 truck makeover contest were quite the draw. One person it pulled in was Bob Martin. Bob and his 1995 Peterbilt Cowpoke actually appeared in the 1997 SuperRigs calendar shot in Walcott, Iowa. He'll admit that this year's contest was a little different than that one.
Well, obviously this is the biggest one I've seen. They put some extra in this. Of course, the makeover, I'm entered in that and everything. That'd be a hoot.
As the day went on, more and more trucks pulled in and registered to be a part of the 25th. And the numbers started to really climb, which meant our judges were already starting to feel the pressure.
It's the end of day one and we already have 77 that are registered. And we've only judged 30-something, so tomorrow, if no one else registers tomorrow, we're going to have to judge more trucks than we did today. We're going to have to pick up the pace tomorrow.
Oh, I know.
And Saturday is only 8 to noon. So
it's just the
we'll
competition.
Have our work cut out for
the
us
competition
tomorrow.
Is so much more fierce this year.
And that's what it is.
Of course, one of the nice things about so many people showing up is a good number of them are old friends to Rotella SuperRigs. People like Harvey Zander. Harvey and his wife Karen have been coming to Rotella SuperRigs for more than 10 years, and they've made the calendar twice. We'd say that qualifies them as SuperRigs experts.
Oh, the stories from SuperRigs, I think, can go on and on and on. Just the things that happen there, like the 104 degrees in Kenley, and then in Cleveland it was raining cats and dogs. Next year, like now, we would probably be planning for next year, and there's a core group, I believe, that are doing that already. Well, let's get together next year at this time and wherever the show may be. We look so forward to that. I believe now this weekend there is tough competition that we haven't seen before, and it'll be tough for anybody out there. And I think what I see is the competition getting tougher and tougher every year.
Meeting people like Harvey and all the other drivers who come to Rotella SuperRigs year after year is one of the great benefits of putting on this show, not only for all of us folks at Shell, but for everyone associated with the event.
And I've been doing SuperRigs now for, believe it or not, 20 years. In that time I've missed 3 of them, so I've actually attended 17, most of it continually. The real treat is just seeing the trucks. And here's another thing, meeting the same people year after year with different trucks or the same trucks redone again. It's just a lot of fun.
All in all, it was the strongest first day we've ever had for a Rotella SuperRigs contest, fitting for such a momentous year.
And I assume tomorrow is going to be a very fierce day. We're going to need a lot of sunblock.
Yes, yeah.
But the day wasn't over for everyone. Our photo crew continued to work well into the night, which Ron Elledge and Ollie Green didn't seem to mind. In fact, we're pretty sure they would have stayed all night long. Of course, we had to get ready for a full day tomorrow. Friday began bright and early with another photo shoot. We don't see many Western stars any given year, so when we see one that looks this good, we take notice. And shooting it at sunrise seemed to be the perfect complement to the paint scheme Les Sullivan developed. Back at the truck stop, things got started early as well, as people began preparing to pull through the judging line once it opened at 9 a.m. A good number of new trucks continued to pull in for the contest, including one whose message touched everyone who saw it.
I was in the military, got wounded in Iraq in 2004. Couldn't redeploy with my unit, and within 3 weeks of my unit being back in country, one of my best friends was killed. He was the greatest guy. When I was going through my rehabilitation, he wouldn't let me go do my laundry, go get food or anything. He just helped me out with doing that, doing my laundry and everything, and just one of the best people you ever meet in your life. And that's why he's on my hood. Well, what we got is the American flag, a Purple Heart, Arlington Cemetery, and the field cross, the way they bury the soldiers in the field. And if you pan out, when you look at it, the stacks or the flagpole, the flag is flying half staff over Arlington Cemetery, honoring all our fallen heroes, because we wouldn't be here today being able to do this truck show if it wasn't for them. For all my buddies in Iraq, brothers and sisters, keep fighting the good fight. We love you. We haven't forgotten you, and we'll make sure that you don't go unforgotten.
In addition to Sean's, we saw a lot of impressive trucks on Friday, with a number of registrants climbing past the 100 mark. And the quality of the cleanliness, detail work, and craftsmanship was high across the board. This year, more than any other, our judges had to know exactly what it was they were looking for in order to crown a champion.
When you look at the truck, you want to see the whole package. You want to see that it's complete from start to finish. And in most cases, that even includes the driver. You want to see a package that shows the driver's personality. And when you talk about the detail, you want to see that there's really nothing been overlooked, that it's obviously a very well-maintained truck, because they have to turn 100,000 miles on long haul just to qualify for this competition. And that's not an easy thing to keep maintained. You just have to work on it all the time. I laugh and I say some of them have obsessive compulsive disorder, because it would be almost impossible to actually do this. But every bit of it, top to bottom, inside and out, is clean. It's well maintained. There's not paint chunks out of it. It's just something that it fits together. There's a theme throughout, and it shows pride in the industry, pride in themselves.